Hey, and welcome back to How to Be Real, a place where we can be real in a world obsessed with fake. I am Tasha B. I am an actor, a writer, a creator, and I am so glad to be starting to feel like myself again because it's been a rough couple days.
Yes, and I'm Tay. I'm a creative producer, lover of all things wellness, and your favorite local yogi who's just expanding, bro.
Yes.
Just expanding. Come take a class.
Keep that going. I love that. And with that out the way, we say, how you doing, Tay?
Girl, I am I'm well. I'm well. You know, all is well.
Yeah.
All is well. I'm thinking the last couple of days I've felt I think whenever like work gets busy, I just feel I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm starting to just understand that about myself. Like nothing's wrong, nothing's bad. I just do feel a little overwhelmed. And I think it's just because sometimes, especially coming out from the holidays, this is probably like the second time since the holidays that work has kind of ramped up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like with anything, after you don't do it for a little bit and then it starts back up, it takes a minute to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been kind of feeling like that, but all in all, very good.
Good.
Yeah. What about you though?
I have had a rough couple of days. I was under the weather and some of my old kind of stomach issues kind of drummed back up, and that was scary because it was like the first time in a really long time that it felt to that level of like, oh shoot, is this like I'm kind of a little bit afraid to eat. Is this gonna get bad to the point that I'm gonna have to go back to the hospital? And luckily, it didn't get that bad. There was no, like throwing up or anything crazy, but it was kind of like a time to tap in and kind of dial everything all the way back. Like I was sipping broth and, just kind of back down to the basics of eating. Which I think that's why it was scary because it was like, I haven't had to do this in a long time. But glad I have the tools because it paid off. And I'm feeling slowly but surely I'm coming back to equilibrium. So yes, there was a lot going on.
Yes, find your way back.
Okay, my God. I
For
got
sure.
it.
I'm glad that you're feeling better, Tom.
Yes, me too. Oh my gosh. I'm like, that headache that I had was like, it was crazy. And it's still a little bit lingering, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. So I'm really glad to not be dealing with that. Shout out to anyone dealing with like migraines or headaches. I feel your pain because, man, it is not easy. And there are people functioning like that every single day. So shout out to y'all because you the real ones. For real.
Truly.
But bringing us to our shout outs. Hey, wanted to shout out some artists that use their platform to speak up at the Grammys, which it's like great, but also everyone else. What's up? What's it gonna take?
Literally,
what's it gonna take for you to say something? Because it's pretty messed up.
It's crazy. Like Shabuzi, which it was his first Grammys, and he's kind of catching some fire for talking about like
how immigrants built the country.
Yes, how immigrants built the country.
Black History Month.
Yeah, so, and I get it. I feel like, he was probably nervous. It's his first time being up there, and I understand the sentiment, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, but we weren't necessarily immigrants. Our people weren't necessarily immigrants because we were forced here, and like, the definition of an immigrant is somebody who comes here by choice.
You immigrated.
You choose to, even if you are facing some really dangerous scenarios from where you're coming from, you are still making the choice.
This is your desired destination is here.
Exactly. Whereas the people who were enslaved and forced to come here were snatched up from where they were born.
And it's like there's even that, and then there's even the more research that's done into indigenous cultures, there were dark-skinned indigenous people here before and when the colonial settlers came. So a lot of that is jumbled, you know what I mean? To where it's like all dark-skinned people have been labeled African when not all dark-skinned people came from Africa per se, So
that's exactly right. And it's like, not too much on Shabuzi because like we understand the sentiment and the fact that you spoke up about anything at all is admirable. So still shout out to him and congratulations to him. Kalani, like,
Mm-hmm.
our girl, she always down for the people. She was like, I think she damn near dedicated her whole page to being to speaking out about Palestine and
Yeah.
Sudan, and it was just so, you know, yay. Who else? Bad Bunny, of course. He said ice out. Look, I don't know a lot of English, but what I do know is ice
Ice
out.
out.
So there was a few other artists who spoke up and used their platform at the
Did
Grammys.
Kendrick?
And ooh,
Because I caught some pieces of
I know
his
SZA
speech,
did.
and I didn't hear any
I don't think he
outside of our
did.
communities and whatever. Sorry, guys, if you hear my dog, he's in here and he's being kind of annoying.
We have
He's
a
about to
big
get
furry special
he's about to get
guest.
kicked out of here, you little punk.
But I don't think let me not get to lying because I'm not 100% sure, but he was not somebody who was on my list.
Yeah.
I know SZA did in the after show, like the after interview.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know about Kendrick,
Yeah.
but he's always taking a stand and saying something in the
Yeah.
music for the most part. So I don't know.
And yeah, back to what I was saying about House. It's like, thank you to the people who are speaking out because there's even been actors speaking out. I know, like, what Ed Norton, is that guy's name from Fight Club? He was talking. I don't know what movie he was promoting, but he was in like an interview. You know how they do those like press junkets for the movies and shows and things that they're doing. And he was doing one, and I don't know, didn't see the question they asked him, but he was like, I just find it crazy that I'm sitting here promoting a movie when there's an armed militia terrorizing the U.S. citizens right now. Like, it's just crazy.
It's freaky.
And it's like, his stare was just like staring down, like, this is like crazy that this is life right now.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is how all of us feel at work right now. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what I'm doing, and ICE is literally killing people in the streets.
Yeah.
And so I think, again, for me, it's very much like, yay to these people that are speaking out, but also like to everyone else, what is it gonna take?
Literally.
And whose side are you on? It almost makes you want to like unfollow, where it's just like, you're talking about like Megan Thee Stallion, you're talking about Popeyes and people buying Dunkin' Donut meals and things like that, and it's the
Dunkin' Donut
hottie
meal
boot
sounds
camp.
crazy.
Like, you're full blown capitalism mode, and shit is on fire right now. Literally, people are dying. You're saying nothing. You're from Houston, Texas. It's crazy out there in Texas.
Yep.
It's crazy everywhere though. And
But
your
why
solution
aren't you
is
saying
go to
anything?
Dunkin' Donuts and get a hottie box or whatever it's called.
Hottie box is crazy.
Ma'am,
come on
I'm
now.
gonna need you to have some freaking awareness.
Yeah.
Read the goddamn room, please.
You know who's always holding down? What's the guy's name? The actor's name who plays
Mark Ruffalo.
Yes,
Yeah,
you already knew I was gonna say the Hulk, huh?
Disney fired his butt.
Yep.
Allegedly.
And it's also like, fuck you, Disney. Disney's like one of the like long-term racist corporations
They're
ever.
terrible, and they don't care about their artists. There's
No.
there's a whole bunch. Disney is behind a lot of this stuff. I'm sure there's some Disney execs in them Epstein files, which is another thing. Them Epstein files, man, the little bits that they're trickling out is pretty damn crazy. Like, it's insane. Yeah, it's like some of the stuff you're hearing in these Epstein files is like similar, eerily, to the things that was happening during chattel slavery.
Oh yeah, big time.
People being eaten, harvested for their organs, raped, and children, being killed, children being exploited and abused in the worst ways possible. Yeah. I mean, and films being made of people doing all these abhorrent things to women and children, and it's sick. And somebody made a good point on Substack, and they were like, all of this never ended. Like, it never, these people never went away. They just shifted what they were doing and how they're doing it. But this sickness, this evil type of person is still running. Not just our country. Not just our country.
Yeah.
Because it's a worldwide type of thing going on. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. These people are sick.
Yeah, it gets deep. It gets so fucking deep. And it's just one of those things where, as much as we want to shout out the folks who speak up about these things, it's also kind of like, if you're not speaking up about this, what are you doing and why aren't you doing it? Like, it's very strange. It sends a pretty clear message.
Yeah, neutrality at this point is support for the oppressors. Like you're that, like that's a side. Right now it's no longer I'm neutral, I'm not choosing a side. No, if you're neutral and not choosing a side, that's their side.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they want. They want us to just go quietly and just keep, oh, la, 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 la. Let me go get a honey box
Business as
and some
usual.
Dunkin' Donuts and a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Like,
And
honey, you got to stand for something. And y'all got
please.
it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. You got money. You're okay.
That's exactly what I was
You're
about to
okay.
get into.
You got your passport. You could go to another country and flee. You could do that. You got it. So why won't you speak out?
And
What
it's
are you?
like,
What's gonna happen to you?
I might lose a brand deal. I'm not going to be able to work with so and so and so so. But there is also, and also fuck that, because like you just said, you have money, you have access, you are
You have
established.
lawyers. Look at Don Lemon. He
Exactly.
was in jail for a day, and he was able to, his husband stood 10 toes out and did what he needed to do. He had a whole team mobilized to get him out. That's what y'all have. You have that privilege. There are people in the streets right now dying.
Yep.
Speaking out, risking their lives to speak out and help other people. And you have all these resources, all these teams, all these lawyers, all this money, and you won't say anything?
And you can partner with other folks and other brands who are actually aligned with whatever you're speaking out on. Did you know?
At this point, we passed the damn brand, honey.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what's a brand when the democracy falls? What's a brand when the people are enslaved? Baby, what's a brand?
Thank you.
When we lose our rights.
What's
what
a
you
deal?
talking about, baby? You tripping. Y'all worry about the wrong stuff. Anyway, late stage capitalism where everybody's out for themselves, honey. You got to stand for something. Losing your humanity, is it gone?
Is it worth it?
Is it gone? Prove to us it's not gone, because literally, man.
You sending a message right now.
Sorry, that just got me. I every time I see it, I had to unfollow Megan Thee Stallion a while ago because it was just like, girl.
Same. For different reasons, but same. Yeah. Yeah. I don't follow a lot of celebrities.
Right.
Like,
same.
I'm really trying to think, like, what celeb do I follow? Like, I used to follow a few, but after a while, I'm just like, y'all aren't shit.
You stand for nothing. You're a capitalist. You're always selling something to me, and I just can't with this no more.
I follow Kendrick Lamar, but he never posts, so.
I didn't even know he had an Instagram. That's crazy.
Exactly. Like, I follow his, like, production page.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
PG Lang and shit.
Yeah, I feel like, I think I follow like Boots Riley, but I don't know if he's like a celebrity, but I like him because I like the work he puts out, and then he's always talking about what's going on.
Always.
So I'm like, I think those are the type of people. It's like artists, people who I support artistically. So yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
Come on now.
If you with us, be with us.
Come on now.
But transitioning to our three realists, something a little lighter. This is the three realist things that are in our personal medicine cabinet. The things that just make us feel comforted, or things that our bodies maybe need when we aren't feeling our best, be that physically, mentally, or emotionally. So Tay, what are your three?
Okay, so the first one is something that I actually brought you today. Oregano oil or oregano tea. Like, that is a constant. Like, if I'm any little bit of sickness or not feel so good, or sometimes just feeling like I had a long day and I'm feeling like energetically drained, let me get a couple little drops of oregano oil. If I don't have that, a little fresh oregano in some hot water. And if I don't even have that, some dried oregano. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
we know you got some dried oregano.
You know you got some dried oregano.
Or just that Italian blend.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a little savory. Truly. I mean, honestly, we're tea girls, right? Like, some tea, a warm beverage is always gonna hit.
Always, even if it's just hot water with some lemon, or just hot water by itself. Yeah.
Look, all right. I've been really into hot water with like some Celtic salt, like just a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, my next thing, heating pad.
Girl, that's one
Heating
of
pad.
mine.
Is it?
Yeah. I have a bunch on here,
Me
so
too.
just in case because I know there was gonna be some overlap. So like, let me just put a few of them on here.
Say I did the same thing.
Because
Yeah.
the heating pad is like when my headache went from my head to my neck, I rolled the heating pad and put it on the back of my neck.
Gosh,
Lifesaver.
yes.
But
truly, like heating pad, there's this I might have talked about this on the show before. I know I definitely told you, but this it's called Celluma, and it's like this strip that you could either use for like your face or your belly, or like it could go across your torso or your legs or something, and it's supposed to reach like cellular level red light therapy essentially.
okay.
And when I went to acupuncture for that first time, they put a Celluma like panel across my tummy, and when I say that shit felt incredible.
Yeah, the red light
like
therapy it almost feels like your cells are like vibrating.
yes,
It's very nice.
oh my gosh.
And
So
I'm gonna do some red light.
yes,
I'm gonna do some red light.
some red light. I'm like, if the next level from heating pad would be getting one of those. They're expensive as hell, but like
yeah, red light panels are pretty pricey.
Pretty
but it's
pricey.
worth it. I think it is worth it.
Right?
Especially when it's gray outside.
Yes.
And
if
you're
you
right,
feel like
I'm gonna put that on my gut today.
yes, and if you're like a girly like us who sometimes deals with some tummy issues, that little heating pad or a red light thing on your tummy, come on now, so good, so good. Yes. No matter how you feeling.
Hell yeah.
And my last one is gonna be any throwback Black movie. Like I need to, if I'm not feeling good, or I just, no matter what, if it's sickness or just like drained, whatever, let me put on like a little Boomerang. Let me go ahead and hit up some Brown Sugar, or like, Love Jones or something like that. I don't know why, just the familiarity of it just makes me feel like safe, comforted. It just is like, yeah, because I will absolutely probably have some tea and a heating pad with me. So I'm not going to complete the trifecta.
Like, let me get something to watch.
Exactly. Yeah. And a special shout out, a special ad to Ratatouille, because Ratatouille is that's also a comfort movie. Yes. Cute. Big time.
I know. I just like animated stuff and sitcoms. Just stuff that's like real goofy, ain't taking itself too seriously. Living single vibes, where it's just like, I know this is just gonna be it's a laugh track. It's on. I could tune out, tune in. I know what's going on.
Yep.
But I did just watch that movie Soul.
Oh, I love
I hadn't
Soul.
seen it in a while, and I was like, this movie is so cute. And then I also watched that movie Turning Red. And I really love that movie. Dale watched it with me. He had never seen it. And he was like, this movie's cool. He was like, I've never even heard of this movie. And I was like, yeah, because it's about a young Asian girl going through puberty and getting her period. Of course, Disney didn't push this. It wasn't everywhere. But it's such a cute little good movie. And I love the end. It's like a little bit of a tearjerker if you're,
It's like also a little mom-daughter type vibe.
And I feel like the mom-daughter, like, we're butting heads, but then we finally talk to each other and we understand each other. That is always going to make me, like, cry. Yep. So, like, the Joy Luck Club, all that is always going to make me like,
Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Tearjerker every time.
Always going to make me like, you just have to understand each other. Y'all just got to talk.
Yes. As crazy a history Disney has, they know how to hire some writers.
They do. Okay.
They know how to make some movies.
That is true. Oh my God.
What are your three?
My three, I will first say broth.
Yes, broth for sure.
Broth. As soon as I'm not feeling well, my body is like, okay, you need to get some broth.
Come on now.
Go get it. I wish I was I'm not feeling well, let me make some broth type of gal. Maybe as I get older. But now I'm like, no, go get you some bone broth, some chicken broth, and just some veggie broth.
Oh, yeah. Bonus points if it's made by, like, your mom.
Oh, my God, I know.
Oh, my goodness. Mom broth, mom soup.
My mom hasn't made me soup in so long. But she'll buy me some pho.
There you go. Look, even if your mom buys it, something about it just hits different. Like...
The next thing I'll say is tortilla chips. I like crackers too, but I prefer tortilla chips like to crackers. So the way a lot of people when they're not feeling well is like, oh, let me get some soup and
Grits.
crackers.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Some saltines.
let me get some. What are they? One
Manitas.
one huntos. Those
Oh.
gluten-free ones. Those are my favorite ones. They're so good. That salt, the crunch. It
Yes.
just feels like, I will take tortillas if I'm out of tortilla chips because tortillas are also really nice.
Is that the bag with it has two red, like the red stripe? Girl, them is the best.
Yeah,
They're so perfectly
they're so
salty.
perfectly salty. The
And
crunch
crunchy.
is just like they're so good.
So good. And I think I agree with you because I feel like tortilla chips also keep their like form more than a cracker. If you want to use it in some broth too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Dip it, break it up, and it's like instant tortilla soup for someone who's ill.
Yeah.
And can't handle all the flavors.
Yep.
The next one I'll say is box breathing. Box breathing specifically because it helps to calm anxiety, and I tend to get anxious when I'm not feeling well because I don't really get sick that often. So when I do, it's kind of like, uh-oh, am I okay? What's going on? Is my immune system? Do I have COVID?
Yeah.
And so I do find that like doing the box breathing is a way to check my lungs and see, is anything going on with my lungs? Check everything in my diaphragm, like how is everything feeling, and kind of check in with my body and also calm everything down. It kind of slows everything down, calms everything down, and lets me know like I'm breathing and I'm breathing with ease and I can hold, and that's fine. I can hold with full lungs, I can hold with empty lungs, and I'm okay.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's no immediate danger here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a main one.
That's a good one.
And I'll put a special ad. I was just talking to Tay about this. Is I do tend to get like a lot of us, throat tickles or sore throat, and for me, gargling hydrogen peroxide really helps kind of nip that.
Yep.
Nip it in the bud first thing in the morning, and then before I go to sleep, just gargle that for as long as I can stand it. A minute, I try to at least 60 seconds. So if I have to like gargle for 30 and then breathe and then do the next 30, but that really helps to just kill whatever's going on back there and expedite the healing process.
For sure.
We need that gone.
Oh yeah, big time.
I can't handle my throat hurting. I'm a talker, babe.
I need that throat.
I need that throat. I need the throat clear. I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Okay.
I don't want to be. I hate that. I hate it so bad.
That is the worst. There was this girl in class who had a cough, like a lingering cough, and we're all like, in shavasana, and she just keep.
Oh my god,
like,
girl, you are killing the vibe.
You're kind of killing the vibe, and also too, should you be here?
Are you okay?
Because
this is a closed space. Like the doors, there's
and
windows.
It's warm. Like there's humidity in here. Like you about to give us a?
Are you sick?
Right. After class, I was like, how are you feeling?
Girl, get a lozenge.
Literally. But she was like, oh no, she went to some concert. She was like, I went to so, I was just yelling. And so my throat, I'm like, all right. Stay home next time.
Okay.
Hop online instead.
Take some tussin before you come in here. Shoot.
Take that tussin, gargle some of that hydrogen peroxide, girl.
Gargle the hydrogen peroxide, take some tussin, get a Ricola.
There you go.
Whatever you need to do, because I can't stand that. Especially on a plane.
Ooh.
On a plane, it's always like 12 people coughing.
And they always got a wet cough.
And it's like, ugh.
I'd be pulling my sweater up.
Turn your air directly down. Like, please blow all of that
away.
Ugh. Why?
Oh, that's so true.
Taking us through our weekly reel. Something that we've been hearing all over the zeitgeist. What is a regulated nervous system? People are saying, like, once you learn to regulate your nervous system, then this, then that. So, like, what even is that?
Right.
And I will say, if you would have asked me like 3 years ago, I don't think I would know what a regulated nervous system is. So because of all of that, I wanted to just start with like a definition, right? Just defining what it is, and I guess the best way that I can find or could find. So here it goes. Okay. A regulated nervous system maintains balance between the sympathetic our fight or flight, and our parasympathetic, our rest and digest
Mm,
nervous systems, allowing for calm, adaptive responses to stress and a quick recovery. Signs include steady energy, emotional resilience, good digestion, restful sleep, and this would all of this would be as opposed to like a chronic agitation
mm,
or numbness or poor digestion. Maybe your poops aren't that good,
mm,
or your appetite isn't that great, or your metabolism is kind of slow, or you're feeling kind of disconnected from life, or disassociated from
mm.
life, or overwhelmed, all of those things. So we know this definition, Tay, but I did want to ask you, what does it feel like when your um, nervous system is regulated? What does that feel like for you?
Mm. Ooh, okay. When it's regulated, I feel a lot more clear, like in my mind. I'm definitely someone who, as someone who's recovered from like pretty bad anxiety and panic attacks, something that I'm very familiar with what it feels like to be dysregulated.
Okay, do you want to talk about that
So,
first? You want to go into that first?
mm, no, I can get into how it feels
Okay.
to be regulated.
Okay.
Um, because I know how it feels for me, my body to be dysregulated, I'm like, okay, I know how it feels to feel good. And when I'm feeling regulated, my mind is clear. I'm not, okay, for the folks out there who smoke weed, when you get too high and it feels like you're having a million thoughts at once? like so many thoughts to where you can't even speak one out yet
Mm.
because they're just going nonstop in there. It kind of feels like that, but without the fun high part.
Yeah.
Like
For real. Without the relaxed
yeah.
vibe, it's just all everywhere.
Yes, exactly. So I feel a lot more clear-headed. Um I definitely feel like my resilience scale is higher. Like I can go through a lot more. I can take more and figure it out without feeling like, again, without feeling like, the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's like, no, I could take more straw. Like. um I feel like my communication is a lot clearer as well. Like
Yeah.
I think because when my mind is clear, I can communicate better,
Right.
you know? So I feel that way. And then physically, just in my body, I'm able to take like deeper breaths. I notice that, like, sometimes I get a little, I don't, some, okay, wait. It took me a while to even pay attention to my breath.
Mm-hmm.
And even though growing up, my mom was always very much like, because I didn't know it was anxiety at the time when I was little. Like until I was in high school, I didn't know it. But I think I was experiencing it pretty much the whole time. And my mom would walk me through like just breathing, breathe in, breathe out, and like
Yeah.
visualization practices, like trying to, like, okay, imagine, close your eyes, imagine you're on a beach and the waves are washing over you, like that
Ooh,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Like, and and that would help me tap back into my breath. And so whenever I'm feeling very regulated, I'm like, taking a lot more moments of recognition of my breathing.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, kind of how you were talking about earlier, like doing that box breath to like check in with your body,
Yeah.
but more so just like in random moments where I'm cooking and maybe because my mind is clear, because my communication clear, because I feel resilient, I'm like, oh, I need to breathe.
Yeah.
Of course, your body does it naturally for you, thankfully, but just those moments where it's like, nah, my body's telling me you just need to take a good breath, a
Yeah.
good, calm, intentional couple of breaths. I feel right. It just feels, it doesn't always, I feel like being regulated doesn't always mean feeling great. Like, just like anything, it's like, I feel content,
Like baseline, I
Yeah,
feel like for
baseline.
me, like it's like a baseline of um I like the way you described the communication, because I know dysregulated, you can get like snappy with someone,
Yeah.
and that's a sign that like, okay, there's maybe I'm overwhelmed, maybe I'm doing a little too much, maybe I need to slow down and take that pause. And so I agree, like for me it definitely feels, I feel more calm, like I don't feel rushed for no
Mm.
reason. Those times, random times where like stress or whatever it is can make you feel rushed for no reason at all. There's no
Yes.
deadline, there's no like, I don't need to get out of here in 15 minutes. It really is just, I'm bringing in the groceries from the car and I'm like rushing for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm cooking dinner and I'm rushing. Why am I rushing? It's
Yeah.
like
For
we
what?
can eat when the food is done. It really is not that big of a deal, but I'm rushing it. And I know when I'm dysregulated, that's something that I find myself trying to like rush through everything and get everything done like immediately. And when I am regulated, things don't feel like that. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like if my dog throws up on the ground, it doesn't feel like an emergency. Like
Yeah.
it feels like, oh, let me check on you. Are you okay? Da, da, da. Okay, my dog's okay. All right, let's throw a napkin on the throw up and go get the cleaning
Mm.
supplies and like clean it. Like
Yeah.
it's fine, But dysregulated,
It's like,
that's like you said, another straw, and
yeah.
maybe the camel's back's about to break.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Mama tired, and
Uh-huh.
you done threw up. Oh my god! Wow, are you what? And now you're like, instead of checking on your dog, you're mad. Jesus,
Yes.
why'd you do that on the rug? You should have did it on the hardwood.
Mm.
And you're mad. So it's like, yes, being regulated, it absolutely affects the way that you're communicating, and even the way that, like, for me, the way I'm communicating with myself. Like I find
Yeah.
myself being like, oh, it's okay, like I drop something and spill something, like, ah, well, all right, let's do what
Silly
we need to do.
girl.
Like,
Da, da,
oh
da.
man, how did I do that?
Yeah.
Instead of like, ah.
Just another fucking thing. Ah, how
So
dare you,
yeah,
clumsy.
I also feel like for me, what that means is like having the capacity to self-regulate even when
Mm.
getting like bad news, because life is life. You're gonna get news that like, oh hey, they didn't end up booking you for that job. And there are days, times where I am in like a regulated state and I'm at my baseline, I'm calm, and it's kind of like, oh well, yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And it's something to where, or even then, maybe it is something that I was a little more invested in. Maybe I did 2, 3 callbacks for this job and they didn't pick me, and
It's
I
like, oh.
am I am feeling that like, what the hell? So what was the point? Why do all that? And then it's like, okay, I can express that like, oh my god, I don't understand why these people, I don't know what this is about. Well, you know what? I'm feeling how I'm feeling. Let me go take a walk.
Mm.
And then I can take a walk and process how I'm feeling and move on from it. Versus, being dysregulated, I feel like it kind of stacks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You
definitely.
kind of just like stack it.
Definitely. I have a
Another
question.
thing I will
Oh, yeah.
say is just sleeping. Like
Mm.
I find it easier to fall asleep, which is usually easy for me to fall asleep, but I find that I sleep at my normal time. Like I usually go to sleep around 11:30, and that's just the normal time that I'm like, "Oh, I'm tired." And I don't have to kind of, I don't know, like take magnesium, sip some tea, and
Mm.
be really intentional about getting to sleep when I'm at my baseline. Like it's
Oh, that's
very
a
much
good
just like I'm
one.
going to sleep at bedtime, and then
Yes.
waking up, I feel rested. I don't feel, sometimes you wake up and you're like super groggy, and it's like you
Yeah.
don't feel like you rested. You
Yes.
feel like something woke you up rather than you just woke up at the normal time. So that's another thing where I'm like, okay, something's up with me. Like something's up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I agree with that. And I feel like for me, I'm also like waking up in the night. You know what I mean? Like feeling like, oh my gosh, it's 3 a.m. and I woke up.
Yeah.
And I usually sleep through the night. If I'm dysregulated, I'm more than likely waking up,
Yeah.
not
Waking up at
staying
3
asleep.
randomly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, the sleep thing is really it's a thing. And then also feeling present,
Mm.
like being engaged in a moment. Like I feel like there are some times where I'm, dysregulated and someone's talking to me and I'm thinking about a to-do list or okay, for dinner I need to do this, and okay, my dogs, and I'm thinking about all this other stuff instead of just being like in the moment with you and hearing what you're saying and actually being able to just sit there and just actually be
Hmm.
there with you. I find myself having to like, I don't even know. Like, you know, those random lists that you have in your mind. Like,
Yes.
maybe it's not even a list of things I need to do today. Maybe it's like tomorrow type thing. Like, oh yeah, so and so's baby shower's coming up. I need to go get them something. And what am I gonna get them? And I'm like, wait, hold on, your friend's talking. What did
Yeah.
she say?
Like, wait,
So
what?
it's like, oh, it's so hard.
That is so true. So when you're feeling like dysregulated, what are some of the signs? Because I know sometimes we can't always. Sometimes we don't always know, you know, when we're dysregulated. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes we're just like, and I think that's true with the regulation factor as well. Sometimes it's just, you know, it just is, right?
Yeah.
But when it is happening, what are some of your key signs that you're like, oh, I'm a little dysregulated.
Yeah.
Like, I'm recognizing that right now.
Yeah. For me, definitely the snappiness. Like, there are times where I don't know about you, but there are times where I might get a little snappy with my husband and like I won't even realize that I'm being kind of snappy
Yeah.
until he's like, "Dang, what's wrong? Are you good? Why are you snapping on me?"
Like,
And you're
damn.
just like, "I didn't even snap on you." And then it's like
You hear yourself?
me saying that is usually the like, "Wait, I am snapping."
Oops.
I don't know. And then it kind of does take like, and my husband be like, all right, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna let you go ahead with whatever you're doing, and he'll like leave, and he'll come back and be like, oh yeah, you're right. I think I'm just overwhelmed because of whatever. And so for me, it's funny that like you said that you didn't get or start to like acknowledge what you were feeling as anxiety until high school. For me, it was like not until I was like in my late 20s and I was in therapy because I would just be like, I don't have anxiety. I just get like overwhelmed.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she's like, and she's like, okay, well, what does that feel like? And then I'm like explaining it to her, like, yeah, sometimes, you know, like my heart can start beating and I'll start to just feel like really, really just like I have all this crazy, frustrated energy that has nowhere to go. And sometimes I feel a little bit paranoid about like, am I sick? Am I gonna die? Am I having a heart attack? And she's like, that sounds like anxiety. And I'm like, oh,
Oh. Huh.
I'd never associated the overwhelmed feeling with that. I thought I was just overwhelmed.
Yep,
It's like,
yep.
yeah, but that's like kind of anxiety. You know, it's like a way to describe anxiety is this feelings of overwhelm. And so for me, that's exactly how I would explain me being dysregulated is when I'm overwhelmed with stuff. And it can come on like a larger scale where it does start to get into that like what you were saying earlier, like I'm not, maybe my breathing isn't the best, I'm not breathing as deeply and as presently as my body needs me to, especially at the rate that I'm moving. Sometimes I'm cleaning or I'm, you know, moving through life doing stuff and I'm not really breathing, and you know, I'm like, oh, my body starts to feel kind of panicky, and then it's like,
Yes.
wait,
Taking a
and
lot
you
of
can
little
ease it
shallow
with that.
breaths. Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just a simple thing to where maybe I'm cleaning my house and I have music playing and my phone is ringing and I don't know where it's at, and I can smell the cleaning products and hear the music and my phone ringing and my dog starts barking, and it's just a quick moment of like, woo, this dysregulated the hell out of me. All these noise, all these smells.
Overstimulation.
Okay, I'm overstimulated, I'm overwhelmed. And then it can be as simple as like, okay, turn this music off, open a window for these cleaning fumes, and like find my phone, tell my dog to shh.
Shush.
And let me sit down for a second to sip some water, because that was just a lot. That was just like a real, every sense was
A
heightened.
wave of
way too much going
dysregulation.
on. Let me calm down.
That's actually a really good point, because you're right. Not every single moment that when we think about dysregulation, sometimes it's like a I don't know. Sometimes it feels like has to be a lasting, you know, thing where it's not just a moment or
Yeah.
not just a quick thing that's like needs a quick fix.
Yeah,
A
like
quick thing
turn that
needs a
music
quick fix.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a sip of water and sit down.
Because sometimes it is just as
It's
easy
just
as
that,
that.
yeah.
It doesn't have, sometimes it's not as like deep as like, oh my gosh, I have to, like some of the things that we talk about here, or one of the things that we talk about here a lot is therapy.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes to regulate a certain aspect of yourself does require a deeper solution like that. But sometimes it is just turning the music down.
Turn the music down and just like, so I feel like I like that analogy because we can all relate to being like in a situation where you have to parallel park to get somewhere and you have your music on and you're just like, let me turn this down so that I can focus on it. That is literally you regulating. That's you regulating your nervous system so that you can focus and park your car.
Yes.
So that's like a I don't know, just like a smaller example, just
Mm.
kind of like a scaled down example of what that could mean. Because we all know what that feels like of just like, yikes, I can't focus. Let's turn this down.
Yes.
So yeah, those are just the two ways that I noticed that, where it's just like, and both can actually be helped in the moment with a pause and a breath, and just kind of
Mm.
like you said, like that check in. That
Yep.
breath is the check in of like, okay, and sometimes taking that breath, you'll be like, okay, that music is way too loud. Maybe I
Yes.
just need to turn it down, turn it off,
Yep.
change that song. Maybe it's the song, because I know there are some songs for me that can be very much like, yikes, I
Yeah.
don't like the sound of this. Sonically, it sounds insane to me, and I just don't
Literally.
like it.
Literally. I know. I think sometimes I feel that way as well, where it's like I just need even just a quick moment of quiet so that I can hear what my mind is saying to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like what do I need? I don't even know what the fuck I need. I know for me something that that helps me recognize that I'm like, oh, I'm dysregulated. Plus one to the snippiness, because yes. But also the feeling like decision freeze.
Paralysis.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Paralysis, decision paralysis, feeling like frozen. Like, oh, I don't know what and I think again, I think so much of it ties to overwhelm,
Yeah.
right? Where you're just so it's too much. Too much is going on for me to make a decision right now. Like I just I'm going back and forth, and it's like, and even same thing physically if I'm cleaning up or something
Yeah.
like that, and I feel like I'm standing in the doorway and I don't know, am I going back to the room? I'm going to the kitchen. I'm supposed to go out to the yard to pick something up. Like, what am I doing
What's
right now?
happening?
What's happening? Like, I'm literally frozen. Like, and I think that is, um, would that be considered like fight or flight system?
Yeah, I think like decision paralysis is absolutely that. And I know I used to get that a lot, and it would freeze me. And I remember bringing that to therapy.
Mm,
And my therapist gave me the advice of like, okay, well, when it's these decisions, how often are they like immediate, like you need to decide right now, it's extremely important? And I'm like, it's not that often. And
mm,
she's like, okay, well, in those times, take a moment. Even if you need to tell somebody, you know, hey, let me think about it and get back to you,
mm.
something like that, just to give yourself some time. Because sometimes it's that like, this needs to happen now, and that is what makes us feel like, okay, and you get into that like fight or flight frantic mode of like, now it needs to happen now. And then especially if you have other things going on, it all starts to feel immediate,
It's
and you
like, how
feel
do I have
like,
five things that all need to happen right now?
and
That
that's not,
literally
and
can't
it's
happen.
it's hardly the truth, like
Yeah.
a lot, some of us have, or some people have jobs like that. Like if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, there are a lot of decisions that need to be made, and they are very important, and a lot of them probably do need to happen right
Right
the
now.
heck now.
Yeah,
But
that's
outside
true.
of that, in our daily lives, what you want for dinner, where you're going, are you going outside, are you going to, the answer could be any one of those things,
Mm,
and it would be fine. Then you could just change. It would just mean you changing the order. You go outside, then you go back over here, and then you go over there. So it really is slowing that down. And it sounds kind of stupid now saying it, but it
mhm.
took a lot of work for me to like take that pause and just really even just be aware of those moments and be like,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I'm in this paralysis. Let me do myself the favor of putting the decision over here for a second,
Mm,
taking a breath, and then like you said, doing what I need to do to kind of hear what my mind is saying, because I
mm.
don't even know, because when we're in that like fight or flight, sometimes it's hard to hear or even feel a way. Either way, you know what I mean? Like, do you want tacos or burgers? And you're like, well, I don't know. And you're just like, you set it down, you take a breath, and you're like, oh, I don't want burgers, tacos. You know what
Mhm,
I mean? But it's just like taking the time
mhm.
to calm it the heck down, put the fire out in your belly, so that you can actually listen to like, okay, yeah, what actually does sound good? I'm
Mm,
not even in a place to answer that. So let me get myself to the place so that I can answer that and give myself the time. So
yeah,
taking that immediacy away really helps that.
that's true. I feel like something that also really helps me is like not labeling it, which can
Mm,
go hand in hand with what you were just saying, is
yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, still to this very moment, something that gets me caught up, gets me tripped up and deeper into dysregulation is feeling the need to name whatever it is and not having the name for it.
Mm,
Like,
yeah.
we can. keep using that example of being sick, right? Like if I'm not feeling good and I don't know, it's rare that you really know what it
Okay.
is, but sometimes that feeling of not being able to name it, especially if it's something that you haven't felt maybe, or like a combination that you haven't felt before, and it's like, oh my gosh, like my headache, I have a headache and I also can't stop going to the bathroom, like that combo never happens, like what is this, like having the not having the language to really pinpoint
Yeah.
what's happening, what's going on, that absolutely will send me into a effing spiral.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't. And same with really anything. Like if it's an opportunity that I really want to go for, or I really want to hone in on a certain skill, but it's like, man, there's a skill that I want. I feel like it requires A, B, C, and D, but I don't know what's the name of that. Like,
Yeah.
what at the end of the day, what am I trying to do? And feeling like I can't figure out what it is, that will drive me so crazy. I'll start feeling really, really weird. And like all the feelings of dysregulation, the overwhelmed feeling, the
Mm-hmm.
feeling of not being able to make a decision of what I want to do, because now it's like I can't study this if I don't know what
If
it
I don't,
is. Like,
yeah, true. Oh my
So I feel like that's
gosh.
another thing that sometimes can be a struggle, can be a
Mm-hmm.
blocker from getting to feeling regulated.
Yeah.
But I think it's also kind of something that I'm working to let go of. I was going to say that you have to release, but you don't have to. For me, I think I have to work on releasing it
Yeah.
because it's just for my personal is not helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people don't care if they need to name something or not. Like,
Yeah.
but for me, it does kind of have a sense of importance. But I think I need to work on not
Or at
like
least
knocking that down.
not feeling that, again, taking the immediacy away of like, okay, I may not know what it is right now, but I can do some research.
Yeah,
I'll figure that out.
I'll
I
figure it
know for
out.
me that's saying that about things because I don't have exactly that, but I know for me not knowing things,
Mm,
not knowing like next steps, something's going on with the car, I don't know exactly what it is, I need to know immediately, and if
mm,
I don't know immediately, I'm stressed the heck out and I'm dysregulated, I'm overwhelmed, I'm obsessed with the fact that I don't know what's wrong with my car, and I'm just, oh my god, I'm stressing over it. But like telling myself like, hey, it's okay, we'll figure it out. Right
yeah,
now the car's running, it's gonna be okay. We'll figure it out. We'll
yeah.
take the steps. We'll get in touch with somebody who knows cars. We'll take the car over there and they'll look at it and they'll tell us what's wrong and we'll go from there and we'll figure it out. For me, taking that like everything needs to happen right now mentality away from things really, really helped me to bring stuff down, because for me being dysregulated feels like everything is max volume,
Mhm.
everything is turned all the way the heck up, and I think our society in a way makes us that way because everything is so immediate, you know what I mean? Like we can order food right now and it'll
Mm,
be on the way, you could order an Uber and it could be here in 4 minutes, like everything is so quick.
yeah.
Social media has kind of maybe made our minds in a way where it's like we're used to like that instant gratification, and so when things aren't like that, it can be stressful, it
Oh
can
yeah.
feel like, well, it just ain't gonna happen, and if it ain't gonna happen right now,
It never will.
if it don't happen in the next 5 minutes, then what's the point? What are
Mm,
we even doing? I'm a failure, and I really struggled with that, of just trying to like slow stuff down, girl. It's
mm,
okay. You give yourself some time to figure that out. Slow it down. You can't do everything all at the same time, girl.
mhm,
Breathe. If it's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some time. It's okay. God willing, you have the time. If not, then hey, you lived a good life. But like, let's not make it a whole all or nothing right now mentality. Like that was just like, I think back and I'm like, that was so unsustainable. I don't know. I feel like I would look
ooh.
old as hell if I would have continued stressing myself out over the most mundane things, Tay.
Yeah.
Like even like I swear to God, like bringing in groceries was like a carry as much as you can and just struggle and go. And it's just like, why? Why
Why do you
am
have
I
to do
doing that?
this?
I could actually sit in the car and call my husband and be like, hey, I'm home. Can you come help me get the groceries?" and wait. But it would irritate me if I call him and he doesn't immediately come out. Now I have an attitude, and so it'd be like, let me just do it all myself. But slowing that down, taking the everything needs to happen now, easing that, you know what I mean? Releasing, like you said, releasing that of like, girl, it's okay. We could sit in this car. I'll let the rest of this song play. Hey, I'm outside. Can you come help me with the groceries? I'll vibe with the car. I'll scroll if I need to.
Right.
Oh, there you are. Cool.
Now let's do this.
Now let's get the groceries out. It's okay to take that time. And honestly, I'm starting to feel more and more just present and just what's the word? Like, I don't want to say like releasing, but I just feel a lot less tense is what I'll say. Like I'm noticing that. Like it's to the point now that when there is tension in my body, it's noticeable rather than, you know what I mean? Because it was a time where I didn't realize my tension until, and now it's knots in my neck and I'm all messed up from it. But now I notice when there's tension. Like if I'm standing in line waiting and I'll just be like, ooh, my shoulders, let me drop my shoulders. Let me take some breaths. Let me relax my hips and my knees, and you know what I mean? I notice that tension. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Well, that's another really good one. That physical body notice. That's real.
So I want to talk a little bit about your journey, or both of our journeys rather, to getting from this dysregulated state and learning, because like you said, we both went to therapy. For me, I definitely learned from therapy. That was one of the first things that I talked about in therapy, or my therapist was like, girl, you need to slow everything down. That was like the first thing she told me, like, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but where's the fire?
Where's the fire?
So I just want to talk about, like your journey at what did it take for you to identify your base level of regulation?
Yeah, I mean, it took again, this is this is something that I feel like it comes up, but that's because like so much of my turning point came from this moment. It was such a huge moment in my life that was like, especially like my adult life. I was away from home, and I was living in Oklahoma, and I didn't have anybody around except for my boyfriend at the time. And I was just really struggling with like straight up debilitating anxiety, like the type that makes you not want to do anything, go anywhere. Like I was just fearful. Like fear was running my life. You know what I mean? And if we want to break it all the way down, like everything was just fear based. And it got to a point where I was just like, I couldn't sleep. I was losing hella weight. I was a size 2. Like, yeah. And that's very small for me. And it was just really, I couldn't do anything I enjoyed anymore. Like I loved going to the movies, couldn't sit in a dark space. I loved like going out. I loved going out and being with friends. Couldn't do that. Couldn't deal with the loud noises. You know what I mean? I felt like I had to be with my man, or like my mom, or by myself, or no, not even by myself. I hated being by myself too.
Oh man.
Yeah, because it was just like then it was too quiet. You know, it was just like things that I enjoyed so much originally. I started hating it. Like, and it was like, damn, I can't even be alone. Like, this sucks. Like, I can't enjoy my life. And I remember crying and, praying to God and being like, I just want to be normal. I just want to feel normal. And that was when I was like, okay, girl, all these things that you've been doing to try to, mask this dysregulation, like a little bit of weed here, a little bit of drinking here, a little bit of, whatever here, little things here and there that were helping for a little while. It just stopped working. And I was like, okay, it's, I need to try something else.
Now I don't even have my vices.
Now I don't even have my vices.
Oh, God.
Like, I am stripped bare. And it just, I was just like, what kind of life is this? I just felt like my life will never be normal. Like, and that's why when I see posts and stuff that say like, you are, ooh, this is gonna make me feel, hold on.
Feel how you feel. Like, space.
Thank you. I'm like, when I see posts and stuff and they're talking about, I prayed for moments like this. Remember, you prayed for moments like this to
For
live
real.
in the moment that you're in now. I'm like, I think about that. I think
Yeah.
about that time, and I'm like, man, because I truly did not think I would ever be able to live a normal life where I
Mm.
could just go by myself to the movies, by myself driving. Oh, I could not drive, girl. It was
Ooh.
just be alone. Just be alone with my own
Right.
thoughts. It was so hard. And so like that was when I was like, I have to do something else.
Yeah.
I need help. I need professional help. I need something else because what I'm doing is not working for me. And that is really was that big pivot moment for me to be like, I'm fucking dysregulated, bitch. Like you think that you're fine, you think you're okay, you think what you can grasp at is gonna help, but it's not and it hasn't been. So
Mm.
you need to make a change. You need to search,
And what
research something.
and what was that first step in that direction for you?
So I was watching TV late at night because I couldn't fucking sleep because I was not sleeping that
Oh,
well.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Dysphagia, you ain't gonna be sleeping at all.
No.
Aw.
An infomercial came on, and I was in my dorm room. Infomercial came on, and it was about these CDs that were like
Oh,
walking you through like guided meditations and like ones that you could listen to while you were asleep or if you wanted to listen to while you're like walking on the treadmill or whatever you're doing. And I was like and it was like a 30-day trial and they'll send you a whole batch of CDs. And I
wow.
was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna order these CDs and I had never ever, that was the first time ever, this was in 2011, first time ever that I had ever heard anybody talking about anxiety on TV
Okay.
ever. And it was, it's an infomercial, so it's all random, kind of like random people. They're mostly older, and
Yeah.
and I was like, huh, they're talking about what I feel like I have.
Mm.
And it was so funny because I remember being like, I am so old right now, and I just like, called them, was like, hey,
1-800 CDs.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I need that. They sent it to my dorm, and girl, I burned the CDs onto my MP3 player,
Sent
sent
it
them CD
back.
back.
I heard that. Free meditation.
And I started listening to them as I was going to sleep. And that was the first, like, that my very first step and introduction to like guided meditations. And I mean, my mom had always like been very spiritual and like, into that kind of thing. But I never really, she talked to me about it. So I was familiar, but I did not practice.
Yeah.
And so that was really like my first step on my own to like meditation and learning how to do that. And when I say like probably like 2 weeks passed and I felt better already. Like
Ooh,
I was
that's
like, oh my
quick.
God,
That's like a
yeah,
quick kind of fix.
seriously. And I was like, oh, oh, like it was just less of, I stopped having as many panic attacks in the day.
Good.
And so it went from having like two or three to maybe just one or like within like 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I was really consistent for the 30 days and I was like, oh, this is my thing now. And I think some of the things they were talking about was like, going on like hikes and they were talking about like, carving out time for you to be in nature a lot.
Hmm.
And I always liked being outside, but during that time I did not. And so I started slowly taking steps to being like, inviting my man and be like, let's go here, let's go on a walk, let's go on to this and
Yeah.
that. He was doing football at the time, so he was like, we weren't together a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so the moments that we were, I'd be like, let's get outside. I think I
Yeah.
need
Let's
to.
let's eat this outside.
Yeah,
Eat this food
exactly.
outside.
Yeah, so that was really like the first my first experience in like or my first step in regulating in that way, which was a fucking game changer for my
Yeah.
life. Wow. So, what about you, girl?
Oof. So for me, it was a bunch of different things. Like I went through the issues with my stomach, and I think that was probably the way that my anxiety, like for you, I remember you were saying that like it was kind of debilitating anxiety attacks,
Mm.
and I think mine was more of, and dysregulation can manifest with I think I mentioned your digestive system. And so for me, it was that. It was like my stomach
Mm.
would just get really, really tight. and I would have these like really bad cramping, extreme stomach cramping. It was like right underneath my solar plexus. My stomach would just be like a fist, and then it would
Mm.
start feeling like I was being stabbed and someone was slowly turning that knife, and it would
Oh my
hurt so bad
gosh.
that it would make me nauseous, and then I would start throwing up, and then from there it would just be a cycle of just pain and throwing up, and it would get so bad. And it's funny that you said you lost weight too, because I also lost weight. I got down to 98 pounds, and it was really like
Mm.
scary, like as I'm
Yeah.
sure it was for you. Um, but for me, it was definitely being physically ill in that way. Uh, I had to start being aware, like, the doctors would ask me questions like, how many hours of sleep are you getting? And I wouldn't really know, like, I wasn't paying attention, like,
Mm.
or like, what did you eat today? And I would be like, oh, I had this and that. And I don't know, because I was pretty thin. And, when you're young,
You're not
you're not,
monitoring
yeah,
like
you're not
that.
paying attention. I'm like, I might have had a donut. I might have had two
Yeah.
macchiatos. I smoked some weed. I might have had some shots. Just like
Hmm.
there's all this stuff going on. I'm not really paying attention. I'm like living in the moment. And so that kind of took me out of that. Like
Mm.
it took me out of living in the moment. It took me into like my body. Like it made me very introspective, and I had to pay attention to, the amount of sleep that I was getting, the amount of water that I was drinking. And back then I wasn't drinking water like that,
Yeah.
which is crazy to say. It's just like I would be like, "Oh, I'm thirsty. Let me." And I wasn't drinking a lot, period. Like outside of, you know, alcohol. I liked my drink of choice was Sprite.
Mm, yep. A good
And
cold
I
Sprite.
would get like one of those, what is it, like a 20-ounce little bottle of
Mm.
Sprite. And that would last me like 2 days. I would just be like taking a few sips when I'm when I was thirsty, and then it would be like, oh, I'm good. Like I was very dehydrated. Thinking back, I'm like, girl, you were not hydrated at all.
Like, how did we make it?
I don't even know how I was. I'm like smoking a bunch, and then it would be like,
Just
oh,
dry.
I'm parched. Sip, sip of Sprite. I'm good. Have like
Wet
a
my
lemonade,
whistle.
or have a little Minute Maid, and it would just be you remember them big purses we carried? I would have one of them in my purse all the time, and then just be like, oh, I'm thirsty. Sip, sip. You want a sip? It's
Except.
lasting like 2 days. Like, girl, I don't understand. I
Mm.
don't know how that was. So it took me having to like actually have like a food journal and pay attention to like what it was that was actually, upsetting my stomach. And it was a lot of trial and error at first, just like went to eating damn near nothing, and then slowly reintroducing things. And so I think that for me uh, was the first time that I had to, I guess, bring my awareness to my body,
Mm.
and like, what am I putting in my body? How long am I sleeping? Well, I'm about to go to sleep. What time is it? Okay, I woke up. What time is that? How many hours is that? And just having to keep that in a log, because I knew that I was going to have a flare up, and at the doctors are going to ask me these questions, and it helps to have these answers.
Yeah.
So I think for me that was absolutely, it stopped me. I was so young that it was like, gosh, I have to take care of myself like I'm an old lady
For
now. And
real.
really keep in mind, like people offering pizza, I think that's when pizza went from being something that I enjoyed to something that I would see and be like, ooh, I don't know,
Yeah,
that
you're like,
cheese with that
oh,
tomato.
it's gonna come back to
Plus
haunt
that
me.
greasy ass pepperoni. I don't know. That's literally all the worst things for my condition.
My condition.
Like
No.
spaghetti, all that stuff started
Mhm.
to get the side eye for me. Like,
You know when somebody offers you something, especially in those moments when somebody's like, "You want some?" and you accidentally say it rudely. No, no.
like, oh, I
I
mean,
mean, oh, I'm sorry. No, thank
look,
you.
for
It's not
my
you.
for my constitution, I'm sure it's delicious, but for my constitution, honey, and it's 8 o'clock. If
Oh,
I
oh,
eat
is it?
that right
Oh,
now,
it's over for me, dog.
I'm gonna need some Tums, and I don't have Tums on me, boo.
Yeah, I
No
don't feel like going to
thanks.
the hospital today.
I think I'm
So,
okay. And back
yeah.
then, it really was on some like, hell no, that's gonna trigger a whole bunch of something that you and I both don't want to see.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, for me, that was my first steps into that, and then from there, I had to build on it, because like I'm almost realizing this now, that I remember being present and in the moment before that. And
Mm.
then after that, it was like I was so in my own head and worried about, flare-ups and things like that, that it was hard to be present and in the moment with things. And even if I was in the moment, something would happen. Like you said, someone offers spaghetti, or we're trying to discuss what we want to eat, and everybody wants pizza. And now I'm thinking, damn, do I just eat the pizza and then try to, and I would have like Zofran, like the little anti-nausea stuff. I would have Tums. I would have all that stuff with me. And so it just made it like more tedious, and I had to be more aware of things. And so I think later in my later 20s, I had to do the work, and that was going to therapy, of having to be more present and be more grounded and not be so, well, what if this and what if that, and have all these checklists, and do I have this, do I have that, because I still do
Your
that
safety
sometimes.
pack.
Yeah, like if I know I'm gonna be gone all day, especially for like work on a shoot, it's like they'll have stuff. Yeah, they have stuff. They have like medics and all the things, but also I need my stuff
I want
too.
my
I
stuff.
need my tea. They'll have tea there, but I need the tea that I know
works for me.
I'm gonna need that. And I need my water bottle, and I need a whole bunch of stuff, and I always have way more than I need. But what I just say before we start recording, it's better to need and not have than to have and not need.
Hello.
Okay?
That's a fact. Ooh, that's a fact. Because when you're in need and you don't have, oh my gosh.
Especially if it's like an ailment type thing.
Yes.
Where you're just like, and I hate, have you ever done this to where you're like, you pick up something, like, let's just say some Tums. You're just like, you pick up, should I bring the Tums? Nah, I think it should be fine. I'm feeling good right now. And you put it down, and then you go where you're at, and you're like, I need those Tums.
I need the Tums. I need the Tums.
Now I have to ask these people, do you guys have Tums? Because I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
Just like, damn it, I should have just brought the Tums.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Alka-Seltzer. I keep one on me at all times. I'm like, I can't. And then when it happens out and about and somebody wants to offer me some Tums, I'm like, I'm going to take the Tums. But I wish I had my Alka-Seltzer. Like, I just wish I had it. So it's
I hear you.
Isn't that so weird how like both of our moments of needing to really like that sent us into this awareness were both like physical.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's what happens. And it's like, it's more than, it's physiological. It's something that's like, there's something going on emotionally, mentally, that manifests itself physically.
Yes.
And it was going on long before it manifested physically. But a lot of the times that's what it takes to get us to actually be like, wait, something's wrong.
Pay attention.
You know what I mean? You're throwing up, you're having anxiety attacks, and
like
it's actually affecting your life to the point that you're like, wait a minute, I feel like, what is this?
I can't carry on.
What is this?
I can't carry on like this.
I will die if I don't deal with this.
Yes.
This is now life-threatening. It's, so that might be what it is, because being dysregulated for long periods of time, you think about the things that it affects, right? Our digestive system, our sleep. Those are two essential things to our well-being.
The most essential.
To, like, you think about sleep, like, I was thinking about this the other day. There was a point in my life where I had 3 jobs, and every time I'm talking to somebody and I'm telling like, oh yeah, I remember, man, when I was this age, I had 3 jobs, and I was still going out.
Oh, hello.
3 nights a week. You know what I'm saying? Still after work being like, yeah, so I worked 2 jobs today, but what's up tonight? What y'all doing tonight? And I gotta work in the morning, but guess what? I'm gonna crash at your house.
I'm popping out.
Girl, do you have a work top?
Right, because I need a work top.
Because I'm leaving your house and going straight to work. I'm taking a shower, and I'm going straight to work.
I'm going straight there.
So, and every time I talk about that, I'm like, yeah, I wasn't really sleeping like that. I just remember, like, it's like, we'll get 3 hours of sleep. That's fine. That's fine. I'll sleep for 3 hours. I'll wake up. I'll take a shower.
Knock out this 8-hour day, and then,
come back and be like, hey, so what's up tonight?
Right, do it all over again. I'll be able to sleep not tonight, not tomorrow night, but the night after that,
I'll sleep in,
and it'll make up for it.
I'll catch up on my sleep.
Yeah,
which is like not a thing.
It's not.
You just were sleep deprived you don't catch up on that sleep. No. That damage is done, boo.
And then you're wondering why you feel crazy. You're wondering like, you're not drinking. You're taking sips of juice every now and again.
I still cannot believe that, bro. Like I did not drink a lot. I really did not drink. And that is because now I'm a water holic, honey. If I don't have my water, it's bad. So yeah, for me, it was those 2 points of like, I think it was like levels. I needed to get to the level of like, all right, girl, you're too fun girl in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You need to think about yourself and your
Yeah.
well-being. You need to start thinking about these things. You're an adult now. You have to think about how much water you're drinking. When was your last bowel movement and what did it look like? Yeah, you gotta start paying attention to this type of stuff. I remember I got an endoscopy and a colonoscopy.
Mm.
I've
I got it from both
it
sides.
was like and have a GI specialist and all these things that normal people my age are not doing.
Yeah.
And so all of that kind of took me out of that. And then, I think I was like 27 or 26 when I got in therapy. And yeah, that was the like, okay, girl, now that we've mastered this, you're okay. You can take care of your body. Now let's try to be more in the moment. You know what I mean? Let's try to figure out how to be fun girl a little bit and then marry these two people of like, yes, we're having fun and we're in the moment, but we're also taking care of what needs taken care of.
Hello. Thank you.
And I feel like that sounds like what I mentioned earlier, which was the balancing the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest and the fight or flight. Because I feel like the in the moment is more fight or flight. You're like, oh, I'm in the moment. I'm worried about right now.
Right now, at this very moment in time.
And then worrying about what I'm putting in my purse is more parasympathetic. I'm resting and digesting, and I'm making sure I have my bag of things to
My
help me
safety
rest
bag.
and digest. I got my tea, I got my Alka-Seltzer and my Tums, and I'm okay. So yeah, I think all in all, that's years of practice.
Years of learning and practice and
Trial and error.
Yup.
Trying to figure out, okay, what does work? Like we were talking about earlier of that medicine cabinet thing. Like, those things helped me through those moments. Like when I was, physically struggling with my digestive system, it was the broth, it was the Gatorades, it was the, tortilla chips that helped me. Those were the staples that like were familiar because, broth, everyone knows broth.
Right.
And then tortilla chips is like chips and salsa, my favorite snack ever. So, can't do the salsa because it's tomato. I can do it sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, in those moments I was not doing salsa. It's just, so now in those moments I have that familiar kind of rock, if you will, to be like, all right, I know if I gotta scale everything back, I have this.
I have this. If nothing else, I have this.
Yeah.
Oof, that is a fact. I know my little safety thing. I have my little safety pack that I usually carry with me, and like you were mentioning, most of the time I do not use the stuff in there.
Yeah.
But it just feels good to know that I have it.
Yeah.
On,
Just in case, because those few times that you do need it, you're always like, I know for me, the last time I had to use, what was it that I had that I needed? I'm trying to remember. It was something to where it was like, I had this flare up and then I was like, oh my God, I think let's just call it a Tums. And I had the Tums and I took the Tums and took some deep breaths. And then afterwards I was like, man, I love you, man. You always got me. You always got me.
Yes.
I just love you. Thank you for having my back because you just feel so taken care of, when you can take care of yourself like that.
That's true.
So just to give a few general examples of like ways to regulate if you're not familiar with them or if this is all kind of new to you, some things that are recommended are breath work, slow deep diaphragmatic breathing, or sighs. Even if you're just a one of those people, like you wonder why we do that often.
Naturally.
Like throughout your day, if you just like, I'm sure when you just took a call, I'm sure when you hopped off that call,
I did.
you just did a little okay. You finished that, a
Yep,
lot of
yep.
transitional things. You putting together a pie, you finally put it in the oven. Those things, if you can make a little more time for those, if breath work isn't something that feels, I don't know, authentic or natural to you, then start with that. Start with
Sigh
just a
it
sigh
out.
when you start to feel just and then maybe you elongate that, who knows. But also physical movement, gentle rhythmic and grounding movements. Yoga's a good one, walking, dancing even.
Dancing's a good one too.
Cat cow was always a really good one for me. Just kind of Get that out of there. Also, vagus nerve stimulation. So, like cold water exposure. I like to, you see people doing it in movies where they take some cold water and just like put it on the back of their neck, like
Yeah.
run their hand under cold water and then put that wet hand on the back of your neck. That helps me.
Whenever I had a panic attack, I would always, or felt one coming on, if I was at home, I'd always put my head in the freezer or
That's a good
like,
one.
or grab some ice.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
Grab some ice. That helps. Grab
Yes.
some ice and just hold that,
Mm.
squeeze it even.
Like even if I'm like shivering, I'm like, I'd rather be shivering from cold than shivering from nerves,
Freaking shaking like a
Yeah.
leaf. But other things that can stimulate the vagus nerve is singing,
Oh.
humming, or even gargling.
Oh,
So you can
back to
just gargle
gargling.
some water, some salt water, but if your throat isn't bothering you and you just want to do some whatever, all of that vibration can also stimulate your vagus nerve. Singing is something that I really enjoy doing. I have a whole playlist of songs that I really like to sing.
Mm.
So yeah, that helps.
That's a
Whether you're
good
in the
one. And
car,
it's
in the
fun.
shower, or whatever, just have a good time. Sing some
Hmm.
songs.
Belt it out.
Hum if you need to. If you're not really confident in your singing, you don't have to be freaking Whitney Houston to sing.
That's the point.
Just carry a little tune, baby. Have
Oh,
fun. Turn the
yes.
song up louder than you are if you need to, but
Okay.
have fun with it.
Get it out.
Another thing is mindfulness and grounding, which is like meditation, spending time in nature, like Tay was saying earlier, and anything that can help you focus on the present moment. Something I really like is repotting plants and just like having my hands in the soil, going out in the garden, pulling weeds, stuff like that is going to help you keep your mind kind of occupied and then give you something that's literally grounding you in that moment. You're focused on pulling those weeds and looking for weeds. So,
That connection to the earth, for
all of
sure.
those things are very, very helpful just to get you started if you don't really have any resources or a therapist, honestly, because that for me, that kind of helped me get there. And
Yeah.
then identifying, I think that was a big step there. And I think we both had moments where it was a physiological thing that happened that made us put the finger on,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, what this
Yes.
is.
Yes, I need to find out. And all of the things that Tasha just mentioned, well, as far as movement, breath work, and like a really nice entry point into those things. I think on the last episode I mentioned this, but there's an app called Open
Mm.
that I've been using. I really like it, and I think it's a really awesome app for breath work, meditation, and movement. Whether you're brand new to it or you're somebody who enjoys to do those things, um, it's really good. So that's
Okay.
also something that
Check
if you
that
if you want a little more
out.
guidance.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think we said it, but I just do want to stress another thing is getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
Take a nap if you need to, set that timer, even if it's 10 minutes. It's better than nothing.
Big time.
And then yeah, getting to sleep at a normal time. Something else I will say that's been helping me more is I I put child restrictions on my social media apps.
Mm.
So like I can't get on it before I think 10 a.m. and I can't get on it after I think maybe 9 or 10 p.m. And that helps because you're not even supposed to be looking at your phone.
First thing when you wake
Yeah,
up
first thing
and
when you wake up or it right before you're trying to go to sleep anyway. So
yeah.
that's been helping. And then just I now have like an hour timer on Instagram. On Substack, I'm not timed, but on Instagram, I have the timer. But I feel like Substack for me isn't as hard to tear myself away from.
Yeah, like
Like,
addicting.
yeah, I think it's because you have to read everything that
Mm.
when I'm done, I'll be done. But
Mhm.
on Instagram, it's just so addictive
Yeah.
that you do have to. For me, I started off with 3 hours, then I did 2 hours, and now this year I was like, it's 1 hour.
There we
And then
go.
if I want to extend it, if I'm doing something, I can, but that's something where it's like you can't do that every day. If you did it yesterday, you can't do that today.
Yeah.
Don't ignore the limit today.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
that's
exactly
helped.
right.
That's helped kind of decreasing that screen, that doom scrolling. You gotta stop that.
Yeah. And if you're also with sleep, something that I learned from the traditional Chinese medicine is doing like boiling an apple, like cutting up an
Mm.
apple and boiling it in water and then drinking the water. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's not. The first time I did it, I was expecting it to be a lot sweeter than
Like
it
apple
was.
juice.
Yeah, but it was still really nice, and just drinking that before bed is really good with for your digestive
Mm.
system. So it like is a calmer as you sleep,
Mhm.
and then they recommend you do it like at least 2 hours before you go to bed, 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed, and it's quick, it's fast, it's easy, it's yummy, it's nice
Yeah.
and warm.
Another thing I do is take magnesium before I go to sleep.
Yep.
Also good for your digestion, but it
Yep.
also helps you to stay asleep or not stay
Start
asleep.
small with that
Helps you.
too. Lord.
Yeah, I've been taking magnesium for a while. It helps with my tummy
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, switching to taking it before bed is something I've done recently. Normally, I would take it in the morning, just with all my vitamins, but I switched to just like since I've been kind of under the weather,
Mm.
I've taken it at night, and I'm like, oh, it does help. Um, and also tart cherry juice, which we use in our mocktail
Mm-hmm.
um,
We sure
last
did.
episode. So yeah, tart cherry juice is also a good one to kind of help you aid with your sleep.
Yes.
So yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch on was just like talked about it earlier about personally just needing to slow things down and not feel this like immediacy, but also just like this is where the culture we live in, right?
Mm.
Somebody said on Substack a while back, I was reading it, and they were like, "There's never been a time where people had this much access to us. Like we used to have like home phones, right? And the home phone was like." People knew that when they called you and need an answer, they'd just be like, "Oh, hey, girl, call me when you
You
get
get
this,"
this. Yeah.
and nobody was expecting you. You know, it was like, "Oh, she might call me today, she might call me tomorrow, maybe the next day, and it's fine." And I think we're starting to kind of wane that down a little bit, but it's still, there's a lot of things pulling our attention each day, whether it's our email, your social media DMs, your tags, people mentioning you, people texting you, people calling you,
Mm-hmm.
scam calls, work calls, there's all these different things. And it can be hard to not feel like you have to kind of go with everything that's pulling you. You know,
Yeah.
hey, look at this. You know, it
Yep.
can be hard to not be like, okay, let me make my dinner. You know what I mean? And eat my dinner,
Yeah.
and then I can text this person back or call this person back. And so finding the time to and the giving yourself permission to be like, look, if I'm it don't matter what I'm doing. I could be combing my hair. I could be just oiling my body after getting out of the shower or, you know, washing some dishes. And maybe I'm like, hey, I'm going to answer this email after I finish these dishes
Mm.
and then I'll go ahead and do this. Or maybe you're trying to work on some meditation like Tay was
Yeah.
saying, maybe you're on the open app and you're trying to figure some stuff out, or maybe you just woke up and maybe you need a little bit of time and want to have some tea before you hop on, you know, these emails. Give yourself that time,
Yeah.
even if it is just 5 minutes. It's okay to kind of not feel that pull and
Mm.
that like, oh my god, they need it right now. 9 times out of 10 they don't. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? 9 times out of 10 it can wait a beat.
Yeah.
You can give yourself a minute, even if it is for that just sigh. You know,
Yeah.
but slowly but surely start taking back that time. Reclaim your time, y'all.
Please. It's worth it.
Another thing that really helps is co-regulation. And if
Mm.
you're independent lady like me, this could be something that you kind of have to work up to. Because I
Mm.
know for me, I definitely worked with my therapist to give people the chance to be there for me in those times. I
Mm.
think it was more of something where I felt like, oh, if I'm like in this dysregulated moment, I need to like distance myself
Mm.
and then handle it and then reemerge when I'm,
Yes.
you know, I think a lot of us do that, you
Yeah.
know, we feel like,
Definitely.
but my therapist helped me to kind of be like, why don't you kind of like let somebody in? And
Mm.
if, and trust that if you say, hey, I'm not really doing that good, is it okay if we kind of talk?
Mm.
And if that person doesn't have the capacity, respect it and trust that you have it on your own because you've been doing it on your own this whole time. So it's
Hello.
you don't need it, but it would be nice. Um, And just kind of letting people in, close people, not just anybody.
Right, not just any old body.
People in
Don't be
your
dumping on
circle.
randoms.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Or don't expect that from a coworker or someone you don't really know. But yeah, co-regulation can help. Even if it's just like a pet. You know what I mean?
That's so true. I know, I'm sure
All
little
that
Fati has heard
helps.
some things.
Someone that cares. I know for me,
Yes.
my favorite thing to do with my dogs, if I'm kind of going through it, is like, do you love me? And they'll always wag their tail and come up
Like,
and,
yes.
like, oh, you do.
Like,
Thank
you do.
you.
I'm glad
At
that I
least you
have
love
one.
me.
Yeah. You'll always love me.
Dramatic.
Thank you. Hey, sometimes you have to be the drama. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be the drama. Let it
Just
out.
let yourself be dramatic. That's another thing. Like, I am a dramatic person. Hey, I'm an actor. I'm an artist, baby. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
I'm dramatic. It's my gift.
Exactly. It really is. It is your gift. It's like somebody's got to be.
Right? Oh my gosh. The last thing I want to say about this weekly burial and this regulated nervous system and why it was important for us to talk about it today to me is in the midst of this revolutionary era that we are living in, honey, there is chaos.
Look, all around us.
Everywhere. And so I'm really glad that this, regulating nervous system, I'm glad that it is in the zeitgeist right now because it is exactly what we need to be talking about. We need to be focusing on us and how to regulate ourselves so that we can have clear minds, like Tay said, and we can have clear communication and we can start to organize because that's what this is going to take. So with all the chaos being pumped in the media, it's important that we start paying attention to the ways that we can start to combat that and resist that. First, where that starts is in here.
Yes, with you.
You resist here first. Don't, what did Bob Marley say? Yep. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. So let's start there, everybody. Let's regulate our nervous systems and keep doing what we can to regulate for ourselves, regulate for the people in our households, co-regulate if we can, be there for everyone and make sure that we are taking care of our bodies and our minds because that is resistance right now. It really is. They don't want us clear.
No.
So we got to stay clear.
Absolutely. I was like, I posted the other week, what is his name? Gil Scott. And
Gil Scott Heron,
he said the revolution won't be televised, right? And it's such a term that I feel like in the Black community we hear all over the place. All the time. And I loved, it was a clip of him explaining what that meant. And he was like, it's not about like, what will or will not be on the TV specifically. Right. It's about the work that you have to do to revolutionize will be within you first. And that will not be seen by anybody but you. And I was like, I am so glad this clip passed my feed so I can repost it because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that right now. Just as you mentioned, like that is the true revolution. The true revolution. So let's start there and let us know. How do you feel? How is your your nervous system? How is your nervous system doing right now? Do you feel regulated, dysregulated, both? Probably both. Yeah. Like all of us. Yep. Times, what are you doing to go from dysregulated to regulated? Yeah. Let us know. But that'll bring us to our last segment. And we're running back. I do like that. Yes. And being that it is Black History Month, which is, we didn't say that at the top of the show. Right. But happy Black History Month. Black History Month, everybody. Hello. Okay. Black History all the time. Okay, every day. But we are talking about our favorite Black experiences. Like, I do like these. I do like this. These very Black experiences. So tell you what's your first one? Okay, my first one is having our own language. I love being able to have our own language. And like, so I wrote down some of my favorites. 5011. All right, 5011. 5011. That can mean anything. 5011, like, I don't know. Where did that come from? I don't even know. But it's 5011 times. Ripping and running. That's one of my favorites. You say that all the time. That is truly one of my favorites. Ripping and running. What? Ripping and running? What is that? Again, what? But we know what that means. A minute. A minute.
A minute could mean 2 years ago, 2 days ago, earlier today.
Earlier today, like
I just talked to him
a minute ago. Like, I love that. And it's like you don't have to context clues, right? They
Yeah.
matter, but you don't have to explain it. It doesn't have to be a whole thing. You just understand what it means. And then also adding S to the end of certain names of things, or the to the beginning of certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Netflix. Or
Yeah.
something. Like, it's just like, why do we do that? But it's just such a shared experience.
Yeah.
All of those things. So yeah, that's something that I absolutely do
One
like.
that I will add to that is and them. And then my thing is like, yeah, what you call it in them?
Yes.
Who is that?
I don't know.
But guess what? Everyone I'm talking to, you know who I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Or
what
like,
you call it in them?
where it's like da da da, or like whoop de whoop,
whoop de whoop, blase blah,
blase blah, blase blah. You know, like I feel like the white version is blah blah blah. We have a few.
We have so many. It's so funny.
It's so good.
I will follow that up with saying code switching.
Yes.
Specifically, I love the code switching that happens when you are talking to a fellow member of the Black community in their place of work or your place of work. Recently, when I went to New York last year, you know how you have like these connecting flights. So my initial flight it was supposed to go to like from New York to like South Carolina, and then from South Carolina to Houston, and then from Houston back to Sacramento.
Sheesh.
I know it was a lot of things. And my initial flight from New York to South Carolina was delayed. And so I missed my connecting flight, and it made it to where instead of getting home at 9 p.m. that same day, I was going to get home at 10 a.m. the next day. And so, of course, I see that and I get on the phone and I'm like, okay, there's got to be another flight. Like, there's got to be something else y'all could do. And so I'm talking to the person, and I think it took her a minute to realize that I was Black, because then we're talking, and then I was like, oh man, come on. I said that, and she was like, okay, well, hold on, let me see what I can do. And her whole demeanor like softened, and it was just like, it was so cool, because then from then on it was like we were just talking.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It wasn't
That's
like,
my girl.
You know, she wasn't like, okay, ma'am. She wasn't doing none of that. She was very much like, hold on, let me see what I can do. And she was like, all right, dang, it's looking bad. Like, honestly, go on, because it got to the point where I was like, should I get on this flight, or do you think there could be a better one? And she was like, nah, you might want to go ahead and go and get on that one, because that's looking
bad.
like the best. Yeah, she was like, it's looking like that's the best it's gonna be. I'm so sorry. That sounds terrible. She was like, maybe you could talk to the people at the gate and see if maybe you could try to flip, because I had two middle seats too. I was in middle seats, and I had paid extra initially before that flight got delayed. I had paid extra to be on the window seat, and so I was like, oh my God, I'll be in these middle seats for these 3-hour flights. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. And so I was like, girl, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. She was like, talk to the gate agent. They can switch it. So just make sure everywhere you go, try to talk to them, because you never know. They might be able to switch you. So it was really cool, but I love the code switching. I love it. And
Code switching is premium stuff.
It is. I used to feel like, back in the day, it used to feel like, I remember there was people would talk about code switching, like, stop code switching, we don't need to do that. But now I just see it as like a type of intelligence, you know, and kind of like you said, it's our own kind of language. It's our own dialect within this language, to where it's like, yeah, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking like this. And then if I go to work, I'm going to speak a different way, because this person ain't going to understand me. If I talk to them like this, they're going to feel how they feel, and I don't need to deal with that.
I don't want to deal with that.
I'm talking to my homegirl now. So now I can throw out the, what you calling them? How you doing? Now I can talk to you how I talk. You know, we can speak this language. You know my heart.
Yes, exactly. You know my heart.
But I love that. I love that code switching.
Yes.
What about you? What's your next one?
Plus one. My next one, Nina Simone. Okay, so I feel like back when I was younger, I didn't fully understand. Of course, I knew Nina Simone's songs, but I didn't fully grasp the power that she had and the truth that she spoke to power either.
Yeah.
You know, and I think now, especially working in, one of my clients is in the theater space, they so much like every time I'm looking at stuff like inspirational things to share with artists and quotes to pull and things, like Nina Simone is always one of the ones that comes up, even when I'm not even trying to look for things like either a song lyric or a piece from an interview or, something that her daughter has to share about her or, anything like that. I'm like, wow, like she was an incredible woman,
Mm-hmm.
like who went through a lot, who went
Yeah.
through so much. And I think just like, and she's not the only person, but she was somebody who came to mind earlier. And I was like, man, someone who I definitely, as a young person, didn't fully give the full recognition to, who now, as an adult, as a woman who's, going through this chaotic time that we live in, look to some of her songs, some of her lyrics and quotes for like guidance or comfort, to be like, wow, this is, and for like strength sometimes too, to be like, wow, not only is this not the first time that our people have experienced these types of challenges, but it's also like looking at someone to be like, this is kind of a roadmap that has been left for us too,
Yeah, absolutely. And at least, like, I know for me, her songs feel like they're speaking the language of my struggle, my pain, my feelings. It's like this is like you're putting it to music, and it
Yes.
helps you not feel alone. It helps you feel like, ooh,
Mm.
like Cinnamon. I will put that
Oh,
song on and be
cinnamon.
tearing up.
Hey,
What's the
gonna run
matter
to.
with you, Rock?
Yes.
Can't you see I need you, Rock?
Rock.
Come on now,
Look, I
why?
played that in a yoga class. I
Woo!
was like, yeah, y'all gonna get this Nina, okay? Dun, dun, dun,
Okay.
dun, 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 dun,
The
dun,
full
dun,
version
dun.
too.
Yeah.
She gonna be power,
Yeah. Literally.
power. I be wishing I had a tambourine. But yeah,
Yes.
Nina Simone, absolutely.
1000%.
Have
I'm
you seen
still
the
not over it.
documentary? I think it's called "What Happened, Miss Simone."
Yes.
Very good documentary. I think her
So
daughter's in
good.
that too. Very good
Mm-hmm.
documentary.
And it makes you even more irritated. I was just gonna say, I'm still irritated at Zoe Saldana for taking that role. Like, and for them even for casting her and then putting that blackface makeup on her.
That was
So
such a
weird.
horrible, horrible,
Don't do her like that.
horrible thing to do
It
to
could have been an
somebody.
incredible movie, but I wouldn't know because I didn't support that
I would
shit.
not watch it. I'm so
No.
sorry. I can't. There's so many options. There's so
She
many
would
options.
have cursed y'all out if she was alive for that. I'm surprised. Did her daughter? I wonder if was her daughter couldn't have been involved in that, right?
I have no idea. I
I
want
don't
to look
know.
that up though now.
I know, right?
Shoot.
Interesting. All right. What you got, girl?
I'm gonna go with the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl of 2023.
Let's get it.
Whew! Oh my God. The other day I was randomly like scrolling Substack and somebody posted like a screen grab from one of those videos. It was chaotic. It was like a white woman falling in the river and a bunch of black folks fighting white folks on the thing. It was very, and I was like, dang. It happened. And then their caption just said, Happy Black History Month. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, did
Yes.
this happen during Black History Month? That would be wild if it did. But it didn't. It happened in August of 2023. I think it was August 7th, 2023. And child, if you don't know what happened in Montgomery, Alabama on August 7th, 2023. Whew.
If you don't know, where have you been?
Where were you? Because it was a whole dang saga and it was satisfying.
It was
If you were a
good.
Black American,
It was good.
especially for this to be in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so to summarize, there was a dinner boat cruise. And those things where it's like a tourist thing. They do a cruise on the river and people have dinner and whatever. And the boat has a certain place where it docks at this riverfront. And some white folks have parked their boat where this big dinner cruise boat usually docks, so there wasn't space. And so a security guard guy or a crew member of this dinner cruise, a black man, older black man, gets off and tries to, or doesn't even try to, he unties this pontoon boat and like moves it so that like pushes it with his hand and like moves it forward so that they can dock their boat like they're supposed to do. And of course, as soon as he reties their boat back, here comes a shirtless, angry,
Look,
younger white man.
hillbilly.
And he is irate. They argue, they go back and forth. Another white man comes down and seemingly, it seems like he's trying to wait. What's going on? Da da da. We can't hear anything because someone from the dinner boat that's across the marina is recording. And so he's talking to a different white guy, and the original white guy comes up and pushes his head. Like a flying push. He jumps and pushes his head, and now they're fighting. And then more white men come, and now this black man is being jumped. And so then I did see one white man's credit. He did try to get the guys off. He was like, hey, wait, guys. And one of the guys turns and punches him in the stomach, heck hard in the stomach. And so he kind of is like, oh, ouch.
I'm done with that.
Yeah, he like leaves. And so then a black man sees it and starts getting guys off him. And then another black man comes, and then a younger black man from this dinner cruise crew jumps off the boat, swims across to this fight.
That was the best
Gets
scene.
out the water and
starts
brawling. They get the white men to kind of run off once they even the odds. And then I guess the white men go get the rest of their party, go back to their boat. But by the time these people get back to their boat, this cruise has now docked. Yeah. And they open that little chain to let people off. And the rest of that dinner cruise boat
comes prepared.
Is off this boat. Like, yeah, we just watched y'all jump one of our elders. And we're out for bad. And so now it's people, men and women, because on this pontoon boat, there were like 2 women and like 4 or 5 men. And so the black folks come and get their retribution, drag these people off their boat back onto the dock and just start whooping ass. And somehow another man, he gets a chair and he starts hitting all the white folks until he hits one white lady who was already down. And then he gets arrested, and it was
the way he hit her with the chair was crazy.
It was a display of, look, we black and we tired of this. We are tired of y'all getting to just treat our people any type of way. And today, we not taking it.
Nope.
We not taking that at all. And there were so many angles.
There was hella angles.
And one of my favorite things is right after the initial, flying push on the security guard, he kind of scuffles with the white dude, and then there's a little bit of space, and he takes his hat off and throws it. Up in the air, and you're just like, wait, was that a signal?
And it really was like a bat signal.
It was, because it was shortly after he threw that hat, here comes some help. So it was just a beautiful display of unity that as black folks, we don't often get to see. And there is this narrative that black folks don't support each other, but the truth of the matter is we really do. And that is something that, I think on them days when I'm feeling like, where's the unity? I'm going to watch that and be like, you know what? Because when push comes to shove,
look, we're going
to stand shoulder to shoulder, and we are definitely going to be like, oh, wait, hold up. Y'all got Unc over here. Let's get over there and help Unc. And just beautiful.
It really is.
Just beautiful display. Hilarious as well.
So piggybacking off of that, I absolutely love, of course, I think the Black community has an amazing welcoming spirit. I think that, that's why there's always so many conversations about like, the invited to the cookout thing.
Oh my God.
Like, oh my gosh. And I know it started off as like just the lighthearted, like, they probably saw some white person like dancing hella good and was like, ooh, they're invited to the cookout. And then it just became a thing that continued on for way longer than it needed to.
Okay.
But and then you see discourse in the comments of people being like, and that's why we ended up over here in America in the first place.
Being like, look, what? Okay, yeah. Come on, we'll show you the whole village.
Yeah, exactly. But also just, we're so funny. And we make serious things just hilarious. And it's like, it's a part of our resilient nature and resilient spirit is the humor that we find, and that we're able to turn things like, remember with hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're raping everybody out here.
God.
And it was like,
hide your kids, hide your wife, because they raping everybody out here. Like, cray.
Because literally the original thing that happened was this there's a burglar who was hopping into people's houses at the apartment complex, trying to rape this person's sister.
He was a serial rapist.
Yeah.
He had done it a few times.
Yes.
And yeah.
He tried to hop in, rape the sister, but he didn't because the brother popped in and they was about to boogie on him, and he hopped out the window. Yeah,
and left.
And so he's getting I mean, if you don't, you guys have probably most likely seen this.
His name was
before.
like Antoine Dobson or something like that. Yeah, that.
I had
oh
a shirt.
My God.
I had an Antoine Dobson shirt.
They looking for you. We gon' find you.
We gon' find you.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb.
For real. Like, you know, things like that, like moments where it's like, this should really be serious. Like, he's being interviewed on the news. Like, this should really be like a serious thing.
I think he was being serious. He was just being authentic to who he was. Because he was like, they made a song out of it, but he was just, everything he was saying was so soundbitey. It was so fun. It was funny. Like, they climbing in your windows, snatching your people up and trying to rape them. So you need to hide your kids, hide your wives, and hide your husbands too, because they raping everybody out here. It's like, what?
Like, and then the fact that like that could be switched, and Antoine leaned in, like they was making all the things and flipping it on YouTube and all this stuff, and he leaned in like, yes, I'm selling shirts,
period,
and you know what I mean, like, yes, this is funny and all the things. It's like, I just love the way that we're able to lean into that, even in moments like even now, like there's so much discourse out there right now, and it's just like the craziest shit, the most outlandish and dangerous stuff we're able to find, we're able to shine a humorous light on, and like that really has, I think, has kept us alive.
Absolutely.
You know, kept our bloodlines alive.
I'll go ahead and piggyback on that and just say I love a good old kiki where we slapping knees, we clapping, we rocking, we violently shaking and moving in our chairs or even running around. Because I've had a laugh where it's just somebody say something, I gotta run a few steps.
I gotta run a few steps.
I gotta jog a little bit.
I can't sit here.
You're stupid.
You're dumb.
You're stupid. Why would you say that?
Cole, you stupid.
You stupid. What are you talking about? So I love that. I love a good key, and you just think, I like you.
I like you.
You are funny. Bonus points when it's your like life partner, because those are the times. Like my husband be saying stuff, and I'll just be like, bro, what? Why would you say that?
Where did this come from?
Well, I was not. You know, I just say something so left field, and you're just like, what? I've known you for so long. I did not see that coming. What are you
Where did this come from? This came from the deep depths of you. What?
Yes. That was so left field. I love it. So it's like, it's kind of like what you said, to where it's just like, it could be a serious moment.
Yeah. The most serious.
We could be serious. We could be talking about, like, yeah, man, I don't know what we're going to do. And then one comment, and you're like, wait, what?
How do we get here?
What are we talking about?
Like,
why are you so dumb? For real.
No. For real.
Be serious, though.
Okay. My last one is, I guess this is just like, just a part of the Black experience. Being on time, meaning that you're going to be leaving early. Like, I love that we know that. Like, if I'm on time to an event, to Thanksgiving, to Christmas, to a birthday party, just know.
You got me for about an hour.
You got me for about an hour. And I think you know that. I'm pretty sure you know that. Like,
I'm going to be here for, the meat, but not the potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be here for the main course, not dessert. But like,
I'll be here for happy birthday, but I'm not watching the gifts opening. I'm gonna, happy birthday. I don't need any cake. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
That's my gift right there.
Yeah. And you know what? If when that happens, when I see somebody show up on time, it's like, oh damn, it started at 7. You're here at 7:05. Oh my goodness! Like, okay. As soon as you say bye, bye. You know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised even. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Like, it's no bad blood.
You got moves to make.
Yeah. It's like,
this is step 1.
Get out of here. Like, go on ahead. Yeah. So I enjoy that as well. Yeah. Those little nuanced pieces of our experience.
Yeah, I have 2 more that I want to say. Short and sweet. I'll say just how it feels to read about like our ancestors and what they overcame, and how we're like descended from them.
Mm.
Like that's just like a feeling of like, okay, I could do this. Reading some bell hooks, reading some Maya Angelou, reading some Toni Morrison, and you just feel like, yeah, this person can create this beautiful art. Even like Nina Simone and Bob Marley, you hear this music and you're like, yeah, these lives that they led, the world, how it looked and how it felt to for people like them,
Yeah.
and how they were able to just create such timeless art, whether it be a book or a poem, Langston Hughes or Neil Hurston, all these just tremendous artists
Yeah.
in these times. Like you said, these roadmaps. So just that feeling of like pride of like, you know
Yes.
what, man, yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough.
It has been tough.
But it's been fun, and it's crazy that there's a lot of Black folks that, like, if you ask them, like, would you change the fact that you're Black? Would you want to be born a different race? And a lot of us will say no.
No, I'll be Black in every lifetime.
Because I'll be a Black woman in every lifetime,
Hello.
which is a double, I don't want to say double whammy, but it's a double deficit for sure, honey. It's a
Double scoop of fun.
You know? You know, it's training with the ankle weights on for sure. But that's why we're so strong.
Hello. Thank
and
you.
my last one is just the way Duran Bernard ran to the stage to get that Grammy.
Yes.
Out.
Yes. Yes. He said, Happy Black History Month all my life.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life. Oh my gosh. So big congratulations to Duran Bernard, man.
So
I
deserved.
love that album.
An independent artist. Oh my God. Very, very deserved Grammy. And the whole speech, just very unfiltered.
Yes.
Love it. He fell out.
Yeah, he really did.
And it was kicking his feet.
Look, when his parents came on stage and his mama almost went into a full glory hallelujah, I was like, yes, mom.
And then I love that he said, I'm your proof, I'm your permission, be yourself.
Yes.
Love, love, love.
Say less.
Just very, very Black experience, but also very, very Duran Bernard.
Very,
very on brand for this person. So love that.
Yeah.
Love that for all of us. And that'll also bring us to our thank you.
Yeah.
And this one is a little bit of a somber one. We're just giving a rest in peace to Miss Shirley. She's Shirley Raines, widely known as Miss Shirley. She is the founder of the nonprofit Beauty to the Streets. Sadly, she passed away at age 58, which is like, wow. On January 27th this year, in her Nevada home. Mysterious to me, but we don't know. Hopefully it wasn't any foul play. But she was a renowned activist, and she gained millions of followers, providing food and clothing and makeovers to the unhoused community in Los Angeles' Skid Row and in Nevada. I didn't get where she lived, what city in Nevada, but Nevada.
Yeah.
So yeah, just giving a thank you to her and her legacy. I know she has a daughter who I think is maybe gonna take over things, but I know I've seen so many social media users giving back to Skid Row just in her honor, so I think she's inspired people to keep going, and Beauty to the Streets is still, the nonprofit is still a thing. So hopefully it continues and someone takes over and that work can continue, because if you have seen any of her social media posts, the way she speaks to people, the way she gives them an option and choices and just sees them, she tells everyone, you're a king, you're a queen, and just speaking life into people. And I was watching some interviews with her, and she said that she lost a son when he was like a toddler. She said, I guess she let her mother or somebody watch the child, and the grandmother had some medications that were in the reach of the child, and I think he took something, as children do, put something in his mouth, and that maybe I think was how he passed. But it was that pain, she says, from losing that son that kind of made her give to women and people in this place, because she's like, I've been there. I've been in need before, and I wanted to do something with this pain.
Yeah.
So shout out to Miss Shirley.
Yeah, Miss Shirley.
You will be absolutely missed. And I will say that I'm just tired of seeing good people go these days. We need more good people. Yeah. So hopefully we could all be inspired and give what we can when we can.
Yeah, I know I am. Rest in peace, Miss Shirley. Thank you.
And speaking of social media, honey, we done with TikTok.
Whew. Hot take.
It is officially Israeli owned, and they are beginning to ban and block anything Palestinian and push the most propaganda. So, hey, if you care about the people and standing with the people, I would suggest go ahead on and finding. There's a Black-owned app called Spill, and then there's another one that's Palestinian, Australian, Upscrolled, owned by a Palestinian Australian man. So look into those. So yeah, we ain't on there. We haven't really been posting in a long time. But
it's because TikTok has had some real questionable practices going on for a while that we've been just kind of like monitoring and seeing how they've been moving. And you might still see our content up right now because the way they have it, if you try to even open it, they make you agree to the terms and conditions. You can't even click out of the screen. Whoa. So yeah, I did some research. I found a little workaround, and I tried it. Like, you go on airplane mode and you enter the app, and then it'll let you click to get to the deactivate portion. But as soon as I hit deactivate, it got stuck on the loading page. So when I took airplane mode off just to see what happened, the agreement popped back up on me. So I'm like, so I'm trying to figure out a way to get to actually getting our stuff down
without agreeing to those stupid terms.
Exactly.
That we don't know.
Because if you agree first and then delete, you've already agreed to let them keep your data even after you delete.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, so just throwing that out there in case you still see us up. But a heads up, we will not be posting there any longer. So
we're not supporting TikTok.
Yeah, no. So. With that being said, you can find us at howtobereal on Instagram, YouTube, and Substack, where we'll be posting all of our updates, our newsletter, and all of our fun stuff that we have to say. So find us there. You can also find both myself and Tasha B on Instagram. I'm at justsay_tay.
I'm at the Tasha B on Instagram and Substack.
Period.
Mostly on Substack. I be on Instagram too.
She do. Dabble every now and again.
For an hour a day.
No. And you can always share any listener letters, advice, special messages, any little special things you want to share to our email address. We're heyhowtobereal@gmail.com. As always, we like to invite y'all to leave a comment, a rate, a review on the platforms that were just mentioned, including the one that you're listening to us on right now, whether that be Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It helps us reach more people like you. So come on now, be a community member.
Yeah.
Share the word. And as a reminder, we are not therapists. We just have them. So please take everything we share with just a little grain of salt. And this week's random reel is on me.
Also, girl, keep talking.
Let
us know.
Blase blah. I invite you this week to try to find a balance between effort and ease. So something that I share in my yoga classes, as well as something that I try to keep to myself as I am off of the mat and into this world, is just, finding that balance. It's okay to be challenged, but it's also okay to rest. So how are you going to find this balance this week?
Sympathetic, parasympathetic, baby.
Exactly.